Hello, everybody. Welcome to the All Sports Weekly Podcast, episode 1. My name is Trevor. This is Aaron. Say good day, mate.
G'day.
Now, don't feel nervous because no one's watching this anyway.
No,
alright?
no.
So,
There's friends and family, maybe.
this is the podcast that saw a crowded market and said, we need more. We need more crappy content out there.
Yep.
You're welcome. So basically, the show's going to be about talking about the week in sport and just chatting about stuff that's happening, interesting stuff to us. What do you reckon?
Sounds good. We should probably talk about some ground rules first.
Okay.
Um,
I'm all ears.
Wives and children, no-go zones.
Why? What are you going to say about my wife?
And I was also going to ask.
This is getting off to bad stuff. Yeah.
I was also going to ask if we should have like an ego injury assessment.
Okay.
If there's a particular good zinger, whether you've got to sub off for 10 minutes and get assessed.
I don't know. Yeah, but your belief system fascinates me, Mr. Costanza. Okay, so basically, mate, what have you been watching in recent week? It's the festive season. What have you watched lately?
Probably more than anything, a bit of NBA.
Yeah.
So it's actually been a pretty crazy start to the season.
I see my Blazers beat
The Lakers.
Yep. How's your beloved Spurs?
Mid-tabling.
Right.
Mind you, we have played the Lakers twice. So that's two losses right there.
So you perceive the Lakers to be the best team?
I think at the moment it's been pretty wild in the sense that some of the score lines, like we're talking about, Dallas beat the Clippers by 51 points one night, and then a couple nights later the Clippers won by 23 points.
Tipster's nightmare.
So it's a tipster's nightmare.
I saw that we beat the Lakers and then we got towed up by someone by 20 points.
Yeah, and it's been like that for a lot of the teams at the moment. Okay. I think some of the biggest surprises has been Atlanta and Phoenix.
Right.
Phoenix have kicked off really, really well, so have Atlanta. But I think because it's a long season, you're looking at Clippers, Lakers, maybe the Bucks.
But it's a shorter season, isn't it?
It is a shorter season.
They're playing 10 less games?
Yeah, 72 games. So that's still a long season, 72 games. Yeah,
but it is a shorter season.
It is a shorter season.
And they're not in like a Disney World hub or anything, though, are they?
No, but they're in individual hubs.
Right.
So there's already been a few players caught doing things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Mm-hmm. Burst the bubble.
Burst the bubble, yep. Actually, the big story...
What a time to be alive, eh?
I'll tell you what, big story at the moment is James Harden, and he wants out of Houston.
Okay.
And in saying that he wanted to be out of Houston, he spent a night with some strippers.
Getting out of Houston,
yep. So that was his way of saying, I want out. Yep.
Well, for me, just talking about COVID and everything, so I've been watching cricket.
Yep.
That's what we'll talk about in a minute. Big bash last night. I was there. Got well hydrated. My beloved Heat. If someone hits a 6 and someone in the crowd catches it, throw the ball back. The players cannot pick up the ball. They kick the ball, no contact, to the umpire, who has a disinfectant cloth. Wipes the ball down. That is the extent of the bubble. That's how serious they are.
Yeah, well, they've got to be.
You don't touch anything that anyone from the public has touched.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, is the beer, because that guy caught a catch with his beer.
That's a grey area. And I think leave the beer alone.
Because that's got alcohol in it, right? That's a disinfectant, isn't it?
Disinfecting from the inside.
Yeah.
All right, so with that in mind, let's talk about cricket. It's cricket season. Mm-hmm. We've got Test cricket, we've got BBL cricket, we've got it all happening. Third Test, series 1-1. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on the series?
The series so far has been really, really interesting. It's nice to see the bowlers. A good Test series are one where the bowlers do well.
Yeah, bat against ball.
If you get 5-day draws with half the team getting hundreds, I think it becomes quite a boring series. So.
You don't want to see day one, 3 for 500.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. And sure, it means we miss a day here and there, and I know that hurts the finances for the cricketing bodies, but...
Yeah, but that's too bad. I mean, because at the same time, it might hurt the finances, I understand that, but also the game is better. And so people, what you do see is better, right? The more interest.
Yep.
I think I was not a fan of James Sutherland. He's been gone about 12 months now, but he was a test needs to go 5 days.
Yeah.
Whereas the 5th day is a safeguard to make sure that there's a result. We shouldn't be making pitches so that on the last session of the 5th day we get a result. That's not. That's just greedy.
Yeah.
And if they want Test cricket to survive, that's.
Although
You've got to make a decision. Do you want good cricket or do you want 5 days of someone getting 100 every day?
Yeah.
So, I'd like to think that this is a sign of Australian pitches are going to become a bit more bowler friendly post Sutherland.
Yeah.
However, that could just be the fact that they happen to have 2 good pitches in a
The
row.
first 2 tests.
The
Yeah.
day night is always different too.
Yeah, and that tends to benefit the bowlers as well.
And they leave a bit more grass because I think the pink ball doesn't hold up, and
Yeah.
so there's a bit in it there. But after India got skittled for, was it 36?
I think it was either that or 34.
I
Yeah.
mean, they scored less than the Broncos did.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? So,
there
like,
it is.
you know,
There it is.
That's when you're in trouble.
Is
When
this
your
where I
cricket
go
team-
off for an EIA?
So you can go in one way. No, but to turn around and then win a test, Boxing Day,
Yeah.
after you've been skittled
No Coley.
and you lost the toss, you lost the toss, Australia batted, no Kohli, it's got to be...
Oh, it's a good turnaround.
Right.
But I think that's also a testament to the series as it is and even the pitches, right? It's that unpredictability.
Yeah.
Any team on any day can...
And I hate to say this because I don't like him, we're missing Warner.
Yeah, I wonder...
And I don't like to say that.
Yeah, I wonder if he is the silver bullet, though. I don't know.
Well, okay. Now, I have thoughts about David Warner, but what's our top order doing? With Joe Burns,
Well, I think his career's over, yeah.
and I've always stood up for him, but
Sure.
Matt Renshaw's in the wilderness.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did wrong, but he's gone.
Yep.
He's left the Heat even in the BBL. He's
Sure.
playing for Adelaide, I think.
Okay.
On a side note, last night Joe Burns rocks up for the BBL. Now, how does he, in a BBL game, convince anybody that he should go back into the Test team?
I think that's a really good point. I think,
He got 1, by the way.
all the conversations that happen around the batsmen, which happens year after year after year, is that they're making decisions off 2020 or one day international form because there's not enough, or they're playing the Sheffield Shield at the wrong time.
When do you play it though?
I don't know. I don't have the perfect answer
No.
for that. I haven't put too much thought into it, but
Well, the BBL's the cash, isn't it?
It is,
It's the golden
yeah.
goose. It's, it started out a surprise hit,
Yeah.
and they made it bigger and bigger. It goes too long, I think.
it does. They
There's
dragged
a-
out again for the cash.
General feeling that it's on the wane a little bit, but
Maybe. Look,
still getting good crowds each night though.
when you and look, it should. Obviously, it's big because it's short. You can take the kids to it.
Yeah.
The finals on February 6th. The kids are back at school.
They are.
Holidays are over. And I just, yeah.
Getting close to footy season.
Getting close to footy season, plus again, how
Yeah.
mu- it is a hype game, right? It is about excitement and it is about hype. How long can you keep the excitement and hype going for?
Yeah.
Before it starts to get a bit boring or,
Yeah.
you start to lose interest, right? So I think 2 months is too long. I think they need to cut it down to at least 6
Yeah.
weeks.
10th of December to the 6th of February. That's long.
Yeah.
When you consider it's on most days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But Joe Burns, he's on a bit of a hide into nothing. He's bang out of form. He comes in last night. He's got to go for it. If he gets out, he looks like everyone's like, oh well, Joe Burns, another
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah.
He's got. But if he went and started playing a Test innings, everyone's like,
Yeah,
well,
if he
what are
goes
you
back to
doing?
Shield, if he goes back to Shield, he can take his time.
But there's no Shield on.
There's no Shield on.
So
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
And how do they know that they're picking the right players right now? Like, and look, this is a COVID year, so it's obviously very
Yeah.
different. But a lot of the players even going into the Test series hadn't played any long form cricket for a long time, right?
Yeah, COVID being the
Yeah.
thing, and India came over and had to quarantine, and I don't know how
No,
much
that's true.
long form they'd played. They'd just come off the IPL, which I think.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. They're all in the same basket.
And they're bowling well. Ashwin's got it all over us,
Yeah.
and Smith is
Yep.
laid a couple of duck eggs, and
He has, yeah.
and when India beat us 3 years ago, I believe it was, the thing was we didn't have Warner and Smith,
Yep.
or was it 2 years ago? Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have Warner now, and Smith's out of form for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And we're losing.
Yeah. Well,
Do we rely on those guys
Yeah.
a lot more than people think?
I think we do. And last summer, you add Labuschagne to that list. But I think that's been the thing for a long time, is that there's been one or two guys in the team and the rest are kind of there just to make up the numbers.
So is Matty Wade an opener?
Oh, I think he's filling in a spot. I don't think he's an opener. If you look at Travis Head as well, right, he's got some great Sheffield Shield form.
Yeah.
His numbers are
does
really
nothing
good.
for me.
But on the test arena,
Because Warnie's like future Australian captain, Travis Head.
yeah,
Warnie
sure.
thinks.
Okay, yeah.
But then he sunk in the slipper the other day.
Travis
Travis Head's getting out the same way. His mannerisms, he looks like a deer in the headlights. When he's standing there with his action he's got and the ball's coming in, he looks like he's terrified. Whereas Cameron Green looks like he's about to have a nap. He looks good
calm,
to me.
collected,
He
yeah.
looks to me like one for the future.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Cameron Green, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
There's your future captain, I reckon.
future captain even. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of pressure. He's played 2 games. I'm all in.
You're all in, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's young. He's got plenty of time. I don't disagree with you. I think he'll be there for a long time because we like our all-rounders.
We like to pursue them.
We like to pursue
The
them,
last
yeah.
one we went with ended up, he was an all-rounder who then turned into an opener who got out LBW and referred everything. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah. Who am I?
Who
Yeah.
am I? Yeah, good
Yeah.
cricketer.
Good cricketer.
And then he stopped bowling.
Yeah,
So
because of all the injuries. he was
another
getting.
thing I like my all-rounders to do is bowl.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
call me old-fashioned.
yeah. No, look, Shane Watson, and look, as much flack as he got, he was probably one of the better ones. Like,
Yeah.
he
just, he obviously was the Poms in particular worked out.
yeah.
LB
What
was
to
the
do
way
with
to
him.
get him.
Yeah.
And he obviously had no idea. He'd be out plumb, and before the guy down the other end could say anything, he'd be like,
Yeah.
and it was just.
Well, I think
he'd leave
that's
with
to the pressure. That's to the pressure that
You just
the poor
never
guy
thought he was
under.
out, did he?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, that's
Surely
the
not,
pressure.
sir.
It's like you're getting all this criticism, and you need a good innings.
You need
and-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so prediction for the third test, mate. Can we do it?
Look, SCG wickets.
Spinning deck apparently.
Yeah,
Hasn't been any AFL played there for a long time.
True.
Because of,
the spinning deck will suit India. I think there's a flip of a coin at the moment as to whether Warner will play or not, whether he'll play this test or whether they'll save him for the next one.
I know they'll be desperate to have him.
They'll be desperate to have him.
Assume for a second Warner plays.
Yep.
Who opens with him?
Oh,
Because there's some talk of Pekowski,
yeah.
who can't say I know. I know his stats are good,
Yeah.
but I also know he's had some issues with mental health and temperament and just pressure.
Yeah.
For someone who is got a lot of promise, but maybe is susceptible to feeling a bit of pressure, do you really want to throw him in opening batsman of the third test of a 1-all series? I suppose you got to do it at some point, but is that the ideal?
Probably not, no.
You know what I mean?
But when is the ideal, right? Maybe overseas.
I don't know. West Indies first
yeah.
test, Gabba. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Win the toss.
Look, I think historically David Warner's had a lot of say at who's his partner is. Whether or not he still holds that
Like
sway.
Candace.
Like
Yeah, he had a fair bit to say there.
He had a fair bit to say
Yeah.
there, but like he picked Joe Burns.
Yeah.
He was.
Well, Joe Burns is out of the bubble now.
He's out of the bubble.
He's in the
not
win.
there.
And last
So-
night didn't help him.
So yeah, look,
So-
I honestly don't know, mate. If it was my call, I'd put Pekowski in. I'd put all the support, and I know Justin
Warner
Ling's-
Pekowski.
Warner Pekowski.
So you're losing Head and
I think
Burns.
Wade.
You're losing Wade.
I think Wade's out.
I'd be getting rid of Head before I got rid of
Yeah.
Wade.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
we need to win. They
We do
hold
need to
the trophy, so if they win,
Yeah.
we can not. We can't get that trophy back. We
No.
can tie the series.
tie the
So
series,
big game. I will be going to the Gabba test.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've got the first 4 days locked in.
Sure.
So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully Australia can go in there 2-1, or at least
Or
1-all. At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, look, I'd be surprised if we don't get a result out of the SCG wicket. To be honest.
Hmm.
Yeah. So.
Would you, like, in the old days when the SCG really turned, 2 spinners sometimes?
Was the way to go. Yeah. But
I
I don't think. I think.
I don't think there's any
A
even 2
bi-
in the bubble, is it?
Yeah. Look, again, it's a spinning wicket, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's an old school spinning wicket.
So Nathan Lyon's absolutely key.
Yeah, oh,
If
absolutely.
he has to play well, or we're cooked.
And I reckon he will.
Agree with that?
I just think the Indian spinners against our batsmen, I think, might be too much.
It would be a good time for Smith to return to form.
It would be, yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
For the record, I think we'll win. But hey, that's just my prediction.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've got India.
Now, let's talk a little bit about NFL.
Yeah.
It is tomorrow, the last game of the regular season, playoffs looming.
Yep.
In case you didn't know, mate, your beloved Eagles. What has to happen for them to make it in the weakest division in the world? Are they done?
They're done. Yeah.
Because the NFC East,
mathematically,
I think
it's over.
if you rock up with your pants on, you
No.
basically win that division.
Yeah, it seems that way. At the
Could be the
moment.
worst division of all time.
Probably
And
will.
that's saying something.
Probably will turn out. Well, so look, you're probably right. It probably will turn out that way. That said, in all likelihood, the winner of the division is going to finish 7-9, and it's not the first time in history that a 7-9
No,
team.
I think
made
Seattle or
playoffs.
the Rams one year, I think, had a
Yeah.
7-9.
Yeah,
Back when the NFC West was
the worst division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time ago now, mate. From a Rams point of view, my beloved Rams, if we win, we've got a big game against the Cardinals, a divisional game.
Yeah.
If we win, we're in.
Yep.
If we lose, I think we can still get in if Packers win or something like that.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, we were going pretty well, and then we lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets...
And you've
broke
had
my heart.
some injury stuff going on as well, and I think some
Well,
COVID
Goff's just
stuff
had
as well.
hand surgery.
Yeah.
So we've got a guy who's never played a game, but then to be fair, so is Arizona. So that's kind of the story for this game: is we've both got
Yeah.
backup quarterbacks.
Sure.
Who's going to win? Who would know? But we have beaten them 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
So NFL more broadly, where does the power lie in your mind?
I think it's a procession for Kansas City from here.
Procession.
I think it's a procession.
Well, I just walk in.
I think.
Have you been drinking again? Is that,
I think they're just by far and away the best team, and I think
are you
you're
really?
walking through the playoffs. Yeah, look, the AFC is
I think
stacked.
Buffalo Bills is.
Look, they're the
I think
challenger.
Mahomes has got some deep heat on his neck because he's looking over his shoulder at the Buffalo Bills.
no.
What do you reckon?
The Bills are good. I think the Steelers will limp into the playoffs. I think they're
Well, they
early
went from
season
10-0
Yeah,
and
they lost to Washington, and yeah, so I think the Steelers, they'll be there or thereabouts, but I don't think they'll. It is between Kansas City and Buffalo.
I like Buffalo in that one.
Look,
But okay, so let me just segue here.
Yeah.
Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
49ers Chiefs.
yeah,
49ers obliterate the NFC that last season.
yeah,
Championship game against Green Bay, smoked them, smoked everybody.
yeah,
Ran the football.
yeah,
It gets to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
They're running the football.
yeah,
Kansas can't go with them.
yeah,
I forget the actual score, but they're winning by like 10 points in the Super Bowl in the third quarter.
yeah,
And then they decide to pass.
yeah,
The second biggest choke that I can remember in Super Bowl history,
yeah,
Harbaugh calling them both times. So in my view, they choke in the Super Bowl. Kansas were good enough to take advantage.
Sure.
And now everyone's Mahomes. Is he
It's
the
not just-
MVP?
it's not
Is he
just-
the MVP? Are they that good? I don't
yeah.
think they're
Well,
that
okay,
good.
so
I'm not convinced.
I
Convince me.
Did a little bit of research.
All right, hit me.
So
I've done none.
your top 6 offenses in the league at the moment are Kansas City at number 1, Green Bay, Buffalo, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and Arizona.
Right.
Yeah, top 6 defense: Miami, Pittsburgh, LA Rams, Baltimore, Washington, and Kansas City. So Kansas City is the only
The only team that features twice.
fit to feature twice.
And that's the knock on, say, a team like Green Bay's offense is great,
Yep.
but defense. And the same to be said of Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, sure, but
Look,
the D.
look, the roughie here is Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay
With the GOAT.
With the goat. Fifth in the league in offense and 7th in the league in defense. Right. So 7th is pretty good. The thing for Tampa Bay is that they're 30th in the league in pass defense, and that just comes down to pure numbers. Teams don't run against them; they pass,
Right.
for whatever reason. So you've got Mahomes. So let's say a Kansas City Tampa Bay Super Bowl. You've got Mahomes against a team that teams just pass against,
Yeah.
right? The other thing too is you're talking about San Francisco running against Kansas City. If that's their only weakness, Tampa Bay don't run.
Yeah.
You've got Buffalo, who do have a little bit of a
If
run.
Brady
game.
gets time though, he's still Brady.
He's still Brady, yeah. But
You know.
so I
It
think
depends if they can protect him. Teams that can get to Brady,
Yeah.
Tampa don't look so good all of a sudden. But if you give him that time,
Um,
he's got a few receivers.
so. I think look, the only challenge from the AFC that Kansas City are going to get is Buffalo, 100%. But I still think on the day Kansas City will beat them, and then
There's also the Juju curse, which is that the Super Bowl is in Tampa,
sure
and no team has ever
won it.
made it.
Yeah.
Has ever made it?
has ever made it. You
No.
sure? Okay.
Yeah, and there's never been there. So if you believe in, if superstitious, I know you're very superstitious, deeply superstitious.
I do like a good
You do like
a good statistic like that. Yeah.
So that they're out of it.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, I actually don't think Tampa Bay will make the Super Bowl.
What's your Super Bowl then?
Kansas City, Green Bay,
And Kansas to win.
Kansas to win. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll go for Bills Rams, but why not? You got to believe.
Yeah.
Believe.
Yeah. Tip
Team,
with your heart,
believe.
not with your head.
Just quickly, New England. They're not good. I mean, they didn't just
No.
miss the playoffs. I think
missed it by
they're
the
6-9 or something,
Yeah.
like 6-10, something like
Yeah.
that. So the end of the dynasty, done. It's over.
Yep.
In 20 years or so, Tom Brady made the playoffs every year he played. Every year.
Yep.
The 2 years they didn't make the playoffs, I'm talking about New England, was the year that Brady did his ACL in like week 2 or whatever,
Yep.
and this year,
Yep.
right? Also, Buccaneers haven't made the playoffs in 13 years. They make it this year.
Yep.
Any thought? It's the go, right?
So, well, yeah. Look, I think he is the GOAT, and I think
Do you trade the go
regardless.
at 43? He's 43. That's old.
No, I don't think you do. But I don't. That wasn't a trade. That was Tom wanting to get out because Belichick tried to trade him.
Yeah. And everyone's like Jimmy G.
Yeah.
He doesn't look very good.
No, he doesn't. I don't. Well, I mean, I don't think many quarterbacks look very good next to Brady. But look, I think if
Brady was
we're
the
measuring
49ers quarterback last year, they win that game.
oh.
Come on,
Yeah, oh, you could do
You
the
know
same. You
what?
could say Peyton Manning if he's the 49ers quarterback last year. Ben
Don't be hating on
Roethlisberger.
Peyton, mate.
So look, I think if we're measuring who wins the Brady Belichick divorce, like I think Brady does clearly, but I think there's some perspective on this that look, Brady was always going to win the divorce.
Really?
Well, Brady had his choice of 31 teams to go to, and he could pick the
Did he
team.
though?
Well, that is an overstatement, of course, but he had his pick of the litter. All right,
Plus, he deserved to get paid.
he deserved to get paid.
He's
yeah.
on a
Yeah,
fraction of the
course.
money
Oh, man.
that quarterback's twice as good.
Yep.
Trent Dilfer was on more than him, you know?
So, going to Tampa Bay, he got to choose a team that would sit well with him. New England. So what Belichick was good at is taking a team with a grade of C and turning them into a team of grade B.
Yeah.
Right, and then Brady's good turning a B grade team into an A grade team.
And I understand that the Patriots, it wasn't just Tom that left. They have some players who went on a COVID break and they lost some linemen.
Yeah,
I understand.
and they tried to fit Cam Newton into a team that was built for Tom Brady.
Yeah,
and they're two polar opposite
And
quarterbacks.
Cam Newton, he got COVID mid-year and, and all that. So, but the end of the year is over. It's just now, can Tom put a little cherry on top with a deep little playoff run, knock a big name over? Say, for example, if they went and rolled Seattle or Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden,
yeah.
he might be running out of fingers for those rings.
Yeah, I don't know
Watch
about that
this
this
space,
year,
watch
but
this
maybe
space.
next year. We'll see.
Now, quickly, mate, before we fall off, we're just going to quickly talk about football, the round ball game, the world game.
The world game.
How's your beloved Leeds going, mate?
You've
got about 9 teams, right? So you got Leeds, Liverpool, I think Celtic
I've
on Sunday.
got soft spots.
Celtic-
I've got soft spots for some teams,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
When your team's not on the Premier League for so long, you've got to pick somebody. You've got to pick
Okay.
some horse in the race.
Right.
Um,
Tied at the top, Man U looking... Look, we're not Liverpool. I'm a Man U supporter, everybody. We don't get excited in
What?
December, January. Liverpool fans, we leave that to them. I'm not going to cry about being equal top of the table at Christmas time. But you have to say it's a much better showing the league in general, it's a lot tighter. Last year, Liverpool
Oh,
took
look,
off with
it's this is
Yeah.
remnants of the Leicester City season, right? All these teams that you didn't predict
Yeah.
to be there,
and
they're
some will
thereabouts.
fall away.
I think they'll all fall away. I think
They'll all fall away.
I think they will.
Who's
I
going
think
to win?
I think
Another procession.
I think at this stage it's going to be a three-way race between Liverpool, Manchester United, and Manchester City.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So I think Liverpool and Manchester United on 33. Man City are on 26 with 2 games in hand.
I see.
Assuming they win 2 games,
Which is a big assumption.
a
the
big
ladder
assumption,
here.
but probably a fair assumption that
Well,
they'll be sitting on 32, right? So then you've got Liverpool, Man United on 33,
Yeah.
Manchester City on 32, and then a 3-point gap.
So Man City are higher than their current 8th place would have you believe because of those games.
Because of those games in hand, yeah. So
There's going to be ultimately there's some big games coming up. United's playing Liverpool in a couple of weeks, I believe.
sure.
United getting knocked out of Europe or in Europa, but they'll be focusing on the league.
Premier League,
and Liverpool, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, look, I think Liverpool's having a bit of light form, poor form at the moment.
If you're in light
drawn
form
it.
and you're still first, you're not doing
No,
too,
you're not doing too bad. But they've had a few draws where they should have had wins. Man United are starting to win after a poor start. Manchester City are starting to win after a poor start. So I think, look, and this is where we're halfway through the season. And it's been really exciting so far, but I really do think those 3 teams will start
the cream of the
kick
crop.
off. Yeah.
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 All right. Arsenal. Well, we won't even talk about them. Yeah.
Oh, look, I think it's worth a question. Will they get relegated? They're in the battle.
I think they're like something like 13th at the moment. They've had a couple of wins.
They've had a couple of wins. Though.
And you've got a couple of things here quickly. Brentford are going to come up next year, in your opinion.
Yeah,
Now,
look,
the
it's
bees,
more
the
of a hope.
bees.
More of a hope.
Yeah.
More
Now,
of
are you aware of something with the bees?
a- no.
If they go up, they have to go up first or second straight up because if they get to a playoff,
Yeah.
it's brutal.
Yeah.
In the history of like 100 years or whatever, they've lost like all of them.
Yeah.
I've got a mate over there. He's a Brentford Bees, long-suffering Bees
Oh,
supporter.
really? Okay.
And when they made whoever ended who ended up coming up,
Yeah.
let's just say the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Bees.
Okay.
Is that just a purely sentiment, or do you see something there?
Oh, look, I think there's a little bit of, I like to see the underdogs make their way up. You know,
Right.
never been in the Premier League.
You like the
come from
underdogs,
nothing.
and you go for the Chiefs, Liverpool,
No,
Broncos.
Leeds. I'm a Leeds supporter.
You're like
I'm a
a
Leeds
battler, aren't
supporter.
you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Loving them, Well, anyway, we're not sure about that one. And the Brisbane Roar, early days in the A-League, have gone
Top of the table.
3-1 last night.
End the
against-
season right now, I think.
End it now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
They'll be
after
at the
2
table.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, top of the table after 2 games is, not even worth really talking about. But good to beat the Victory. Playing all their games at Redcliffe. Suncorp Stadium done. They
Yeah.
couldn't justify it, I think.
I think the spend's too high.
It spends too high. I think the atmosphere, I think it's a good idea. It's just, for me, it's a long way to go.
Oh, for a lot of people, I
yeah.
think, yeah.
But 10,000 looks a lot better at Dolphin Stadium than in Suncorp Stadium.
Absolutely.
So,
Probably costs a hell of a lot less too.
yeah. So the A-League in general, struggling.
Look, I think so. I've got question marks. Like,
You got question marks.
well, just in terms of it, I know we're short for time, but just
Yeah.
in terms of who's the biggest name in the A League at the moment? Right?
Tumbleweed.
Yeah,
Tumbleweed just there.
So we've come a long
Yeah.
way since Del Piero,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's just a slow drop into
Yeah.
mediocrity.
All right. Well, we'll have to have a chat about the A-League more maybe next time as
Yep.
the season progresses. We're
sure.
out of time today. Just a heads up, if you are watching this, well done. Good to you. Okay, what are you doing? Go and get a life.
We'll give you $20 later. Yeah.
But if you'd like to write a comment in the video, we will do our best to answer it. Like the video if you like, subscribe, whatever. You can also email us allsportsweekly, all one word, allsportsweekly@outlook.com. And we're on Twitter at allsportsweekly. So send us some message, correspondence, anything you want to see for next week. We'll try to talk about it. And that's it. What do you think about that, mate? Episode 1, done. The Fandom Menace.
My phone's on silent, but I've been receiving that many phone calls for job offers.
Yeah. It's really good for your profile.
It is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be talking to my agent shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.